This is, David Plouffe, this sort of age-old tradition of taking a policy fight outside of the gridlock in Washington, which is tribal seems like too soft a word to describe it. It's just they're not even, up isn't up and down isn't down on the other side of the aisle. The benefit, the wind at the president's back on this one seems to be the whopping 68 to 70% public support for the package.
No doubt, Nicole. So I think this is very smart, and I'm sure this won't be the last time we see this, but you've got a lot of Republican voters supporting this package. You've got the business community almost unanimously supporting this package. You've got a lot of local and state Republican leaders. So you kind of isolate the Republicans in Congress. And what I think this suggests is it does echo a little bit back to 2009, the last time the country was in severe economic pain. And just about all Republicans, with a few exceptions in the Senate, decided not to cooperate on the stimulus package then. So I think this will be par for the course. I think McConnell and McCarthy, maybe there'll be some deals on infrastructure. We'll see, maybe on immigration. And the Biden White House will do all they can to build that support. But the more that you isolate the naysayers in Washington, the better off you are. And I think whether it's immigration, whether it's infrastructure, certainly this relief package, Republican voters, local Republican elected officials, Republican business leaders are, largely supportive of these things. So I think the more of this, the better as far as the Biden. And by the way, even if it doesn't change any Republican votes in Congress, and it probably won't, it just points out, and underscores that their opposition is not substantive. It's a political game that they've already called. I mean, we're not going to cooperate with him, except for on very rare exceptions.
It's not a perfect analogy, Eugene, but in the same way that impeachment was very bipartisan in the House and in the Senate, this bill has a mountain of bipartisan support, and the public is just the tip of the iceberg. It's got 76% support. I undercounted it in my last statement. With all Americans, 70% support among Democrats, 60% support among Republicans. And listen to how Republican governor of West Virginia described why we need to, quote, go big. Those are his words. Republican governor on the air with my colleague Craig Melvin. Let's watch.
At this point in time in this nation, we need to go big. We need to quit counting the egg-sucking legs on the cows and count the cows and just move forward and move right now. We need to go big, and if we waste some money now, well, we waste some money. But absolutely, we've got too many people hurting, and the economy is going to sputter, and we've got to get ourselves out of this mess, and it's the way we need to go right now.
Eugene, that was Republican Governor Jim Justice of the state of West Virginia.
That's right. He's been saying that for a long time. And, he's as Republican as they come in a state that's as Republican as they come. And he's been saying over and over again, go big, go big, go big. Look, that is the viewpoint of a lot of Republican as well as Democratic governors whom the president talked to today, a lot of Republican as well as Democratic mayors whom Secretary of the Treasury Janet Yellen spoke with today. So I agree with David. I think it's a natural thing to do, a smart thing to do, to go out to closer to the grassroots where you have that 70% support for this legislation. And it does isolate Republicans in Congress who look as if they're just on the wrong page. They look as if they're claiming to represent the wrong country. The real country wants this big package and wants it now. And I think we'll get it. But as David said, probably we'll get it with just Democratic votes in Congress because that's the way they want to play it.
David, I don't have any sense that the Biden White House is gaming this out on political terms. But if they were, because you and I had jobs in which that was part of what we did, no problem. You don't want to vote for the relief package, Republicans? You don't want to vote for economic stimulus for small businesses in your district? You don't want to vote for vaccine production and distribution? You don't want to vote for opening schools up? All right. I'll see you in 2 years at the midterms. If the economy comes back, if the country reaches herd immunity by the end of the summer, it will be a singularly Democratic accomplishment with the help of a few Republican governors.
Oh, there's no question, Nicole. So first, why do so many Republican governors, including the governor of West Virginia, and voters support this? Because they're close to the pain. They see it every day. Workers, small businesses, families, and they know that we don't have any option but to act. That's what's driving these numbers. Those Republican numbers are fascinating. That means millions and millions of Republicans who actually don't think Joe Biden won the election, support his relief package. Pretty remarkable. But yeah, I think unlike 2008 and 9 that we both lived through, the economists are pretty clear. It was going to take years and years and years to recover from that. Most economists think that we'll cover more quickly. So where will we be 6 months from now? Schools hopefully will be open everywhere 5 days a week. We will have close to herd immunity, be close to done vaccinating people, certainly people over 18. And the economy should be really strengthening. And if Republicans had nothing to do with that, I think the political high ground is there for the Biden administration to seize and Democrats to seize. And you couple with that with then what's going to happen in Republican primaries, where right now you'd say the winning candidates are people who say COVID was a hoax, Trump won the election, January 6th was just an innocent protest, climate change is real, all the crazy stuff. I think potentially we're a long way off from that. But I do think this is very different from 2009, 2010, because I think the pace of recovery is going to be much quicker. And right now, you showed the COVID relief numbers, which are in the 70s. Biden's approval is anywhere from, high 50s to low 60s, which I didn't think we'd see this early in his tenure.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.